Hi everyone! So today's video I was not planning on doing, but because there's been so much hype on YouTube and Instagram and Snapchat and everywhere, I thought that I would do this video. And if you didn't already see it from the title, this is the way to make your own Kylie eyeshadow palette. This shadow palette has been hyped up. It is really hard to get a hold of, and everybody and their mother is fighting for it, and I thought to myself, I'm not going to sit and try to buy this eyeshadow palette because it is all the colors that I already have in my collection, and the fact that, you know, $42 for an eyeshadow palette is quite a bit of money when I already have them in my collection. So I wanted to show you a couple of options if you do have them in your collection, so that you don't feel like you have to, you know, resort to sitting there and waiting for the next launch of this palette to come out. I've heard mixed reviews on the intensity of the actual pigment of these shadows. I've heard good things, I've heard bad things, but for me, I already have probably every single color. It's really easy to dupe. It took me about 20 minutes to go through my collection to find the colors that I really think are going to be as close as possible to the shadows. And I'm going to also give you a couple of dupe palettes that are already out that you might have in your collection that, you know, you didn't know might look just like the Kylie palette. So with that being said, I'm going to show you how to DIY this palette. First, I'm going to show you what the palette looks like. I'll put it right here so that you can see it. It's a really gorgeous palette. It is a bunch of neutral colors. It is very hyped up right now, but it is a basic, neutral, more warm tone palette. There are so many palettes out there that are just like this, and for me, I have a lot of single shadows, and I'm more of a matte girl, like you have probably already know from a lot of my other videos. If you have not watched my other videos, then you are now learning that I am more of a matte person. I am not so much of a shimmer or a glitter person, but this is great if you want to have something that is going to be your everyday go-to palette. There are a couple of dupes that I have found palette-wise, and I will share those with you, and then I will show you the colors that I found for each one of these colors, and I will go ahead and swatch them on my arm for you. So the first palette that I found that is very similar that you might have in your collection is the MAC pre-made, what is this called? This is the pre-made palette. I believe this is the 15 warm neutral palette. I got it from Nordstrom's, and it has a lot of the warmer tones. It has a lot more of the warmer tones like the Kylie palette. It's got a lot of the orangey tones, it's got a lot of those neutral tones, and these guys are a little bit more on the shimmery side. It's nice because not only are you getting a lot of the kind of warmer transition colors, but you're also getting those really pretty satin finish colors. They're not glittered, but they're satin finish. Also, it comes with the dark black, which a lot of the other palettes that are out there right now do not have the black. The Kylie one does, and this one does, but the other one I'm going to talk about does not. So, I mean, this is a great alternative if you already have this palette. I did not get my hands on the Kylie palette because I had it in my cart, and by the time I got to checkout, it was gone. So, hashtag gone 60 seconds. It was just, it's not worth my time to try to sit there and get this palette when I've already got this in my collection, and I've got all of these warm neutral colors that are very similar to the KYSHADOW palette. The next palette I'm going to go ahead and talk about, if I can grab it. Okay, the next palette I'm going to go ahead and talk about is the Morphe 350 palette. Everybody and their mom probably already has this palette. It was $22.99 on the website, and if you had a 10% coupon code from every YouTuber ever, then you can plug that in and get a discount. This one, again, is so similar to the KYSHADOW palette, but you are getting more options. Obviously, there's going to be a little bit more shimmer to this one, and there are a crap ton of matte shades as well as a lot of the orangey tones that you see in the KYSHADOW palette. A lot of people have been comparing this to the KYSHADOW palette, and I do see where they are coming from. It is a very basic neutral warm tone palette just like this is, but it does not have the matte black. So that is the only drawback with this one, and the fact that you've got so much to choose from instead of just having those 9 shadows and, you know, making very simple looks. This is very intense. There's a lot of them and they're all screaming at you to use them. So unfortunately, if you are like me and get overwhelmed very easily, this probably is not the best bet if you're looking for something very small. I'm looking for something that I can travel with, and from what I've heard, it is a smaller palette that is cardboard. So I went ahead and just made my own. I thought it would be a better idea to make my own because I do have so many single shadows. I haven't been using them as often as I'd like, so I pulled them all out and I duped this particular palette, and I will show you what I came up with. I did take them out of my little like empty palette that I have here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 15. I didn't use obviously 15. I only put the 9 in here. So I will go ahead and put them in as I am talking about them and swatching them on the back of my hand. I do have a little bit of lip stuff here, so please excuse my hand because I was duping other things earlier today. I've been duping all afternoon. So, and the thing I really do like about this little palette here is it comes with a mirror. The Kylie one does not come with a mirror, so it's nice because I get a mirror and I can make my own palette. So if I wanted other shadows or anything like that, I could add them in here. These guys you can buy from Anastasia Beverly Hills. If you do buy 4 shadows, I believe 4 shadows, they bundle them up for $40, so they're $10 a piece instead of $12, and then they give you a palette. It's something to think about when you are wanting to make your own palette. I did use ABH eyeshadows, Morphe single shadows, as well as 1 or 2 Makeup Geek shadows when I was making my little palette. So just keep that in mind. You can interchange them for sure. And if you want to make it really cheap for you, just go to the Morphe site and get the single shadows. It just makes it so easy because they're like $2 a piece. Anyways, so I will go ahead and show you the colors, and I will go through the palette as well. So I'm going to put the palette here and I will show you the individual shadows as we go. The first one is going to be the one in the very top corner. Is Jasper. I do have this color as its dupe. This is called Soft Peach. It is a very nude base peachy undertone matte shadow. This is from Anastasia Beverly Hills. It looks like this, and it's really nice because it is a way to set your primer down. This is a great color just to put on or pack on the eye and then go ahead and move forward with the rest of your makeup. I really love this shadow. I use it all the time for my transition. I use it to letting down any primer or any kind of tackiness I might have from concealer. This is a great color, and it's very similar to the one in the Kai palette. I will show you all the swatches at the very end. The middle shade on the very top, one that I found is from Morphe. It is a single shadow. It is Pink Moscato. It's very nice. It's a shimmer, but it is not glittery. Again, the pigmentation on these are fantastic. They give you a lot of bang for your buck. I mean, $2, you can't beat it for sure. So the third shadow on the very top is called Topaz. I dig my nail into it, but this has a very similar tone. And this one is Caramelized by Morphe, and this is a single shadow as well, again $2. So you can really get a wonderful palette made to your liking by just, you know, getting some of the Morphe single shadows. The next one on the list is a shimmer shade. It's called Goldstone. This is the one that was a little bit harder for me to dupe, but I did it. This one is from Morphe. It's called Golden Glory. It looks very, very similar to the actual KYSHADOW palette, and it has a lot of pigmentation. So the next one is the middle shade. It's called Citrine, and I have a very close dupe. This one is called Spice, again from Morphe Shadows. It's a beautiful burnt orange. It's got a great amount of pigmentation, and it is a very creamy texture, so it's going to give you a great transition shade and give you a lot of intensity when you're looking for an orange shadow. Last one on the second row is called Tiger Eye. I did find one that is very similar. This one is called Caramel, and this is from ABH. This is one of the more expensive shadows that I did find. There is dupes for this and other colors that you can interchange. This is just what I happened to pick up, and it looks the most similar to the palette, and it looks like this. It's very similar to Saddle from MAC, so if you have that in your collection, that will work too. The first one on the third row is called Hematite, and it looks very similar to Cocoa Bear. This is a $6 shadow from Makeup Geek. I absolutely love this. It's a great transition shade, and if you have not seen it, I don't know where you have been, but Cocoa Bear is gorgeous. and it looks like that. It is a very nice reddish brick color, and it's got brown undertones to it. The second to last shadow is very middle bottom color, and that one is called Bronze. This one is more of a chocolatey, kind of hot chocolate color. Coincidentally, this shadow is called Hot Chocolate from ABH. This one is absolutely gorgeous, and it's got so much richness and pigmentation to it. It's great for lower lash line work, for eyeliner work, anything like that. This is really, really fantastic. So I would recommend this, and I'll go ahead and show you what it looks like up close. And the last one, which you could guess, is black. It's matte, it's gorgeous, and there are ones from Makeup Geek, Carbon, I believe it's called. And then I have Noir here from ABH. Those are interchangeable. It depends on how much you want to spend. They both are very, very pigmented and very, very black. So I will go ahead and swatch this, but as always, you know that you can get a matte black from anywhere. Okay guys, so I will go ahead and show you all the swatches that I have on my arms so that you can see how closely it resembles the KYSHADOW palette. I will go ahead and show you the swatches right now. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys, and if you wanted to get some specific colors for your DIY eyeshadow palette, I hopefully have helped you out just a little bit to maybe look in your own collection instead of going out and buying something you might not need. Thank you again so much for watching. I am available to you guys on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Snapchat. All of my links are down below, and please go ahead and leave me a comment and thumbs this up. I'm gonna try to get to 100 thumbs up. Maybe that's a little over ambitious, but if you guys really like this, go ahead and please leave me a thumbs up. It really does help me out. I love you guys. If there's something you want to see, if you want to see a tutorial with these, if you want to see something specific, please let me know, because I am here to make the videos you guys want to watch. So go ahead and let me know, and I will see you guys in the next video. If you have not seen my previous video, go ahead and check that out. It's pretty cool, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. Oh, you like that? Bye, guys.